You guys really showed up after last week's podcast. So
Yeah.
thank you so much. You sent so many amazing messages and stories of your own grief during the holidays. And I just have to say, we're going to do a follow-up podcast in the coming weeks just to sort of like share some of the wisdom that you guys all really helped. You helped me, you helped my partners. I just like thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Yeah, so many beautiful. And
Yeah.
the messages are still coming in. So we
Yeah.
love that. And this week, it's going to be really, okay, just address it first.
Okay,
Get
so
it out of the
sorry.
way.
For those of you who are just listening to this, you're going to have to go to the YouTube because Josie, I showed up. We met at the coffee shop nearby, and I was like, "Wow, you've got like a nighttime eye makeup on right now."
It's not that crazy.
Okay, I'm going to tell you, this camera is not exactly what it is in person. In person, it is something else entirely. Tell us what happened here. Not that not that you look bad. You don't look bad.
Keep
You just
going.
look-
Keep going.
It's like 10 in the
Keep
morning.
going.
You
Keep
just
going.
look like you're about to go out to like a nighttime soiree.
My kids bought me this palette for Christmas and they were really excited about it. And this morning they said, "Have you worn it yet? Have you worn it?" And I was like, "No, I'll put it on right now." So I did.
So you played around
And
with
you know
your
what?
look.
I might wear it every day.
Hey.
'Cause I think it's something different.
Well, I love it. I love that for you. What did Joel say when he saw you?
He didn't say anything.
He didn't?
You're the first and only person who said something. Nothing at all.
Okay. I feel like it's part of maybe your new 2026 style. Is that what we're
Fuck
trying?
you.
Is this it?
Okay, I don't think it's that bad, but you
I'm
can
not saying
weigh in.
it's bad. Did I ever say it was bad?
Well, I don't know.
I'm just saying that it was surprising
It's
for
different.
me
It's different.
for a 10 a.m., but I like it. So I feel like maybe this is, I thought you said to me earlier
You know what?
that,
I'm going to go darker tomorrow
okay,
and see how it goes.
okay.
Maybe it's too light in the top.
I
Because it's very purple.
it's just a heavy eye for 10 a.m. That's all. There's nothing wrong with it. But I think
The problem is we're going to cut this podcast up into pieces.
no, we're not.
Well, for social media.
Oh, okay.
And then no one's going to know that. Fuck you.
We're going to have to put it in the comments maybe.
Okay, right now, tell me, is this bad? Is this horrible eye makeup? We can put this on social media and then people can say, "Josie,
Okay.
you look fine."
Listen, I think this is a perfect segue into our guest because I think what you're doing right now is playing around with your personal style, and I applaud that. And I think
Thank you.
for me,
she applauds it.
I do
She
applaud it.
applauds it.
I do. I poke fun because
I'm glad we got there. You applaud it. Okay, great.
Well, actually,
Thank you.
one of the things that I've been talking about a lot is, and I know this is going to sound like an insult, but it's not, is that
That you're going to start every sentence like that too.
I've been following a lot
No
of,
offense,
like,
but
what do they call it? I think they call them like ageless beauty. Like it's people who are usually like over a certain age, like over 60, over 70.
yeah.
A lot of times they're in New York and they show up on the streets. They're wearing a ton of makeup. They're wearing all their jewelry.
What are you getting at?
I'm just saying, like, they don't wait for a rainy day to play, to put on all their fashion. And I'm like, at a certain point, like they dye their hair purple, they wear their full face, whatever,
Yeah.
with their little puppy dogs. I want to get there. I want to, because there's a lot of clothes. I feel like a lot of people feel this way beginning of the year. People are looking at their closets going, what the fuck is this? I want to purge. I want to start all over again. I want to find my new style.
Okay.
And that is why we have our guest today. She is a friend of ours. She's a speaker. She's an author.
She's an owner of Your Shop Girl, and she's been a friend with us probably for the last 5 or 6 years.
That is correct. And she has been in both of our closets. She's had her hands in there. She's seen the skeletons in the closets, and she has come out and come out the other side. So welcome, Suzanne Culmer, to the podcast. We're going to bring her in right now.
We are.
We're just figuring out how to do that.
She's backstage. Suzanne is hidden from this session. Okay, so let's unhide her.
I think that's what we need to do.
There she is.
Yay.
It's so bizarre to be here. I feel like I could watch you guys all day. Like you do remember that I was number one in your fan club, right? From day one. So to be
It's
on
true.
is bizarre. It's
You've heard most of the podcasts before everybody else. You've actually edited our podcast.
Yeah, you've helped to be like our grounding voice when we're like, is this good? Is this working?
Your kid is upstairs right now. You live
Yes.
behind me where we
Yes.
walk together, the three of us. Yeah. Which is, hi, how are you?
Hi, good. I'm very, very excited for this. I like to watch you two in action too. So
What do you think of my eye makeup?
I think it's a lot for morning.
It wasn't just me. It's not just me. It's
But
not
this is
just
just
me.
because I know you, but I would also say, like, use your good stuff. Why not, right?
Yes.
Why
Use
not
your
why
good
not
stuff.
wake up and put on glitter? I think it's great.
There's no glitter in this, but I mean, I could add some glitter to it. So,
Is there a real
Suzanne, for
strong
people,
idea?
uh, sorry, it's my sister.
Okay. So this is us, life messy a little bit. I feel like a lot of people haven't even thought about their own personal style. I feel like a long time ago I read that Fran Lebowitz said that 90% of the population has no style. And I don't know if that's really exactly true, but I think that people really want to find pieces that they connect with and have a kind of succinct wardrobe. So if people are just starting out 2026, what advice would you give to them to try to figure out what it is that their personal style is?
I think that that's the biggest problem that all my clients have, and it's really the only one that we need to solve because you can't be stylish without knowing your style. You can't shop without knowing your style. You can't shop your closet without knowing your style. So starting with that question of who am I? Who do I want to be? How do I want to show up in the world is a massive one. And it's not something that I ever tell my clients. I can't tell you what style you should have, but I can help kind of draw it out. And I think the easiest way of doing that is to start with styles that you dislike.
Oh,
Oh.
okay, that's
Oh, that's
good.
actually really good tip.
Yeah,
So meaning like, okay, like I hate it when people dress like
preppy.
preppy.
Yeah, exactly. And it may be something that is fine for someone else who you may like the style on someone else, but on yourself, you're just like, I would feel like I was in a costume if I dressed in X, right? Or if someone told me that I looked XYZ, I would actually be offended. So, for example, the word cute. I hate the word cute. I never want to be described as looking cute. So, if I wear anything that has like a frill or, uh, looks too girly, I know that it's going to make me itchy. It's just, it's not
Okay.
for me.
So for me, Suzanne was like, "You really like the Gwen Stefani vibe," and then I realized I couldn't really pull it off as much as I wanted
But it's
to.
Gwen Stefani in a particular
And
era
it's a
too.
bit and then but we got to a point, I think, where I was because she told me to look for somebody like a style icon, I eventually found that person, and it's like the lead singer of The Kills. I
Mhm.
love the way she looks all the time, and lately, when I've been shopping, I'm like, "Would the lead singer of The Kills wear this outfit? Would
I
she wear this
Yeah.
love
outfit?"
that idea. So she's your like your
She's my,
style
like,
icon.
style icon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You?
Well, I feel like I mean, Suzanne now knows what I feel like my style icon is somewhere between Kate Blanchett on her, like, off days, and I would love it to be, what's her name? She's a Real Housewife of New York.
Oh,
Jenna
God.
Lyons. Jenna
How do
Lyons.
you know who Real Housewives of New
Well,
York are?
'cause she's an unexpected Real
Oh,
Housewife.
okay.
She was, like, actually, like, a style like, she's been a style icon for ages, and, Jenna Lyons, she wears a lot of, like, mixed I would say, mixed patterns. She'll throw on a feather with a sequins, with a T-shirt, like, she
Yeah.
so even though she's my style icon, I don't feel like it actually works for me, and
Oh.
I also feel like my style, excuse me, is evolving. So, like, to go back to what you're saying, is a place to start by going out to a store that you really, really like and trying on a bunch of stuff and having an objective viewer with you or feeling like you can try this on and take pictures of yourself? Or would you suggest you go to some place like Pinterest and start collecting
Or like a magazine and
or a
looking for a
magazine? Do
person
those exist
who you
anymore?
like.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So whether it's Pinterest, whether it is a magazine, whether you're just taking screenshots on Instagram, it doesn't matter. You just need to start to get a vision board of what you're actually attracted to. And that doesn't mean that you are going to take like verbatim that exact outfit and put it on your body, but you're going to start to get inspiration for what your style words are at least, because you'll start to see commonalities on the board of what you like, what continues to show up, kind of an outfit formula, if you will, like blazer, t-shirt, jeans, or maybe it's like all your outfits that you're resonating with all have like pops of color, or maybe they're all patterned. Whatever it is, you'll start to gain a sense of like what your overall style actually kind of looks like.
Mhm.
What about when you say shop your closet? Can you explain that to us? Like, what does that mean, shopping your closet?
You have to know what's in your closet. In the same way as when we go grocery shopping, we're not gonna like just go out into the wilderness, especially if we're hungry, and like pick up a bunch of groceries without a list and know that we like are going to come home and be able to make meals for 7 days. You need to know what you have at home, what's in your pantry, what can you work with, what, do you not need? Like, what is expired in there that we should actually get rid of before we even go shopping? And then you can make a concise list and know that you can make dinner every night. In the same way, we should be doing that for our clothes as well. Like, you should know what you have in your closet, shop your closet, see how many combinations you can actually make in there, and then see what's missing. See what you need to kind of anchor those pieces that you already own.
So how do you start? Like start that for us.
So starting with knowing your style, that's going to be key because that's going to be one of the boxes that you need to check off when you're looking in your closet as well. And then you're going to be asking yourself a ton of questions. You should be trying on every single piece in your closet. It doesn't need to be done, like over 4 hours. You could do it like in little spurts. So today I'm going to put on all my sweaters and see how I actually feel in them. Next weekend, I'm going to try on all my pants and see if they still fit, right? And then once you've taken inventory of it, you can start to say, all right, I have enough of this. I don't need any more of this, but you know, it's usually the flour, sugar, and milk that's missing in people's closets. It's not the sprinkles and icing. Like you two especially love your sprinkles and icing. You love
We have a
sprinkles and
problem
icing.
with sprinkles and
We
icing.
love
We
sprinkles.
totally do.
I mean,
do you see my eyes?
Yeah. This is the thing. So it's like fun things, especially when people are visual, like they're attracted to interesting things. So that's not usually the issue that I have in listen to this dog behind you.
He wants to be part of the conversation.
Neediest. Yeah. He's like got his little bandana on. He just wants to be a part of fashion conversation. I would say, you know what? Can I get rid of the dog? Is that okay?
Yeah,
Sure,
get rid of the
yeah,
dog. We'll talk amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second.
So side note, while Suzanne goes and gets rid of the dog, is that
We're still talking.
well, no, we are. I think we should. Is that she's gone through both of our closets, and that was it. It was such I like that process of like pulling out every single item in the closet,
Mhm.
putting it on the bed. Do you remember this?
Oh, I remember.
And then it was like immediately she helped, I think, get rid of a bunch of stuff where it's like, I don't think this is you anymore. And then she got me to try on every single bloody outfit. And then the genius part of Suzanne is that she then takes all those photographs of things, and then she'll send you a PDF of outfits that you had never thought of before that could go together.
Yeah.
And that is, I mean, I think people can start that process on their own, but just trying to figure that out
But you can hire Suzanne to
you
do
can
that
also
too,
do that too.
which is really good because she put a skirt together for me with like a shirt I was never wearing this skirt because I had no idea what it would ever go with. And then she put it together and now I have that outfit.
Now you have that outfit. Sorry, Suzanne, go
We're
on.
talking about you.
Yeah.
No, that's great. And I think using inspiration for things like I was kind of born with this, like, it's the way my brain works. Like I can see clothes in a slightly different way, but not everyone can. In the same way as some people are born chefs, some people need to use like beginner recipes for that. So
Yes.
even being able to look at a specific skirt that you don't know what to do with and then go on Pinterest and say like plaid skirt outfits and see what comes up because there's going to be 100 outfits there. You might hate 99 of them, but then one of them is going to be like, ooh, actually, I have pieces like that. I could do that. So having that inspiration is like having a recipe for your clothes. It's great.
What is one thing that people usually, I guess you kind of answered that, but that they're usually missing in their closet?
Basics, for sure. Yeah, I would say that and like really good quality basics. Thinking about, cost per wear on things and buying a white t-shirt that maybe it costs, $100, but you can wear it 100 times versus buying a t-shirt where you're buying your meat and you're paying $9.99 for it and wash it once and it looks like crap. And then it's like it's actually $5 per wear. It costs more in your closet than that $100 t-shirt.
I love that advice. Jeans is the same thing. I've made the mistake repeatedly just buying a pair of jeans from a cheap place, and I never feel great in them. And when you feel great in a pair of jeans, if they've cost even a few $100s, it is so worth it because you wear them constantly, right?
Are we going jean shopping today?
I hope so. This is my
we are
intention.
actually. We were going to.
So like what I've noticed happens for me is that kind of dopamine shopping that I think so many of us fall victim to, where we see something, and especially this time of year, it's like it's gone on sale and like, oh my goodness, and I can see this. So how do you, if people are like nodding their head and they're like, oh my God, that's me, what advice do you give to people around sales and the allure of sort of like online shopping?
Well, one, I think when you're shopping with your list, you're going to avoid some of that because you're like, okay, this isn't actually on my list of things that I need for my closet. And that can be an ongoing list. It's not like I'm going out with my list and I'm buying everything off of it. I sometimes have things on my wardrobe list for 6 months before I actually find it. So shopping, keeping that list, that's going to keep you focused. It's going to keep your blinders on. And then also asking yourself if you would still want the piece if it was full price. Like, I think this is also not, I know I kind of like pointed out the sprinkles and icing, but Josie, like, you love a good deal. You
Mm,
love a good deal. So much
I do.
so that you will buy something just because you're like, this was an amazing deal. Is it my size?
Yeah.
No, it isn't. But
No, but
it was
I'll
an
get
amazing.
into that once.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
And I think if we think about, would I even want this? Would I want to save up for it? Would it be something that I like would wear all the time if it was full price? Then buying it on sale is great. Like, I'm constantly saving pieces that are outside of my budget onto Pinterest board, onto my app that I have with my clients, so I can watch them to see if they drop. But I'm not going to a sale section on a website or walking to the back of a store just to check the sale section, because it's not a great deal if you're not wearing it, right?
That's right.
So tell me about events because I think this is where I struggle the most. And I feel like I've kind of got it under control now. Both Cynthia and I like to rent outfits for big
Sure.
events
Hmm.
sometimes. We'll go to renting places, which I find so much better than buying that overpriced dress that you wear once. What do you do during like a big event, a wedding or whatever?
I think that your closet should be prepared for whatever call you're realistically going to get. I think it's nice to have that funeral dress. It's good to have your party dress, your wedding dress, but I do think there are certain circumstances like black tie where there's no point even having it in your closet. You might as well rent. There's great places. There's
Yeah.
What are some of the great places to rent?
Well, I have a rental dress company, so I have to, do a call out for that, but, Forget Me Not, Designer Rentals is one that I'm just building with a friend of mine, and
Yeah,
then
cool.
Fitzroy, of course, like, they're the
Can
main.
you say that again just because I think I interrupted you? Can you say your company again?
Oh, Forget Me Not Designer Rentals, and Fitzroy, of course, has been around for quite a while, and they have a ton of dresses that are fairly reasonable. There's a few other places that I find the price to rent just doesn't even make sense. You could go to a great consignment store and get a secondhand dress for the same amount as what you're gonna rent for.
That's great advice too, yeah. We'll put, links in the show notes for all that, and Poshmark as well, and I think that that's
Of
that's
course.
the other
Yeah.
piece that has been just a game changer in the world of, for you too, like, it's where it's like, if you're facing your closet right now and you're like, "Oh, but I spent this money and I bought a bunch of stuff on sale," I think Poshmark is a great thing of just, like, if you can get some of the money back, the money's already gone, like, that's a different way, like, because I have analysis paralysis when it comes to getting rid of stuff in my closet, I'm like,
Yeah.
"Ugh, maybe I'll make it work." I know that there's some tips and tricks that you give to people who have that kind of a thing to figure out, like maybe they don't want to get rid of that pair of jeans because they think they're going to fit into it. So, like in short time, what are some tips and tricks you would do? Like the hanger tick, is that something like for people to figure out what they actually are using in their closet versus what there is wasting space?
For sure, I love the hanger trick. So you're gonna make the hangers awkward to grab. So you're gonna put them backwards in your closet, and then whenever you wear something, you turn it around, and then look at your closet after a month and see how many pieces of clothing you actually turned around. That's a great trick. I also find that there are so many people that keep sizes that don't work for them in their closet. So the first thing to solve that problem is to just get it out of the closet. You should not be looking at that every day. It's like putting a fondue pot beside your toaster. Like, why the hell do you need to stare at that? Like, put it up somewhere far. So getting it out of your closet is the first step. And then putting an expiry date on it is the second step. That means that it's like in a spare room, it's under your bed. It could still stay in the closet, but it's going to be in a garment bag or a different section just so you're not really staring at it. And then the expiry date also has to go on your phone. So when it goes off in your phone
Mm.
saying, like, this is the day where you need to look at those clothes and see if they actually fit, then you can say, all right, you know what? I haven't looked at you in a year and a half, whatever it is. I'm gonna say goodbye now.
What about clothes that have, like, sentimental value? Like, things that you wore at certain times? I, for some reason, collect a lot of those, and I'm not even a sentimental person. Like,
Well, you
I don't
are.
know why.
You are. When it comes to your clothes, you absolutely are.
Yeah.
And that's okay. I think that having a few of those pieces is great. I also don't think that you need to stare at them. So if you have, on a daily basis. So if you have a kind of weird spot in your closet where it's something where you have to like get on a ladder in order to get to it, or there's a spot underneath your bed, then you can keep those pieces. You don't need to look at them. I also use like all
Okay,
my
so
old bandies to stuff my boots. So I get to keep them all, but they're stuff in my boots. And then in the winter, if I like go to wear
wow.
a pair of fun winter boots, I get to like look at all of my banties that are stuffed in the leg of them.
Vanities, what does that
What's a
mean?
Banty?
Band
Oh,
tees, like
Oh, band
from a
tees.
tees.
Oh,
concert
I
tees.
understand.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's a good one. Okay, so you put your band T-shirts in your boots to just
Yeah,
make them nice and okay.
yeah,
Okay,
like
so
pull 'em
we
up.
wanna get to shoes, but first of all, I have to ask you, wedding dress. Does anybody else have their wedding dress in their closet?
Well, I feel like, did a
We
video
did a
where I
video.
know, yeah, I still have mine
I have
sitting
my
there.
wedding
Yeah.
dress. What do you do with your wedding dress?
I sold mine within like 48 hours of wearing it. So I'm the wrong person to ask. As soon as I had pictures taken in it, I was just like, why do I need to keep this around? I wanted my money back. It was an expensive dress. It was beautiful, but I had my day in it. So giving it to someone else, especially I sold it on a site actually that isn't around anymore. It was called Smart Bride, but it's similar to Poshmark. And or actually more similar, I would say, to like a Facebook marketplace because she actually came over to my house. And seeing her in that dress was awesome. Like, she looked amazing in it. And
I
to,
should
like,
sell mine.
pass that on to someone, I think is amazing.
I love that. Just I have a quick question about like going back to personal style. Do you encounter people who their personal style is actually not a style that it's a more of an aspirational style as opposed to a pragmatic style? Do you know what I mean?
You mean like Gwen Stefani, no doubt.
Yes. Like
Knew she
or
was
that
gonna
like
do that.
I'm even when I started off, I was talking about these like older women who wear these tons and tons of jewelry. I love they wear crinolines. I don't even know what I feel like they have expensive bags.
You want that,
I
but you
want that,
know
but
you
I'm not
can't
that
do that.
person.
Yeah.
But I also think that you may like that for them, but if it gets put on your body and you don't feel amazing in it, then it's not your signature style. Like, it's something that you love on other people. And that could be, in a different universe. Maybe that is you. Maybe that's even you one day, but it's not you right now.
So the key is how you feel when you put on outfits. That's the kind of like North Star, the barometer that we're looking for. Okay.
It's your superhero cape, right? It's walking into that telephone booth, being able to change and come out and be like, I don't care who I see today. I can bump into an old flame, a nemesis, a camera person, and I'm gonna feel awesome and I'm not gonna feel like I have to hide.
I just like sorry, sidebar. The other day I ran into I told Josie this like a sort of like a
Oh.
weird
The boy in the
person,
basement.
the guy in the basement, let's just call him that way. The guy in the basement and I looked like
Horrible.
shit. Looked, my grays were coming in. I had like toothpaste on my sweater. I looked so bad. And I thought of you, Suzanne, because I was like, Suzanne always, I remember when you did my closet cleanse too, you were like, you should always walk out of the house feeling good about yourself. And
I never do. I never do that. I don't know who those people are who do that.
she is
I know you are. I don't. It's funny because I'm going on a plane soon, so I went purposely to the mall to buy myself a monochrome outfit.
a monochromatic, plain outfit.
Outfit. Who
But
am
why
I?
did they do she's like J Lo or something like
I'm
that?
like, why? Why would I? And it's gray. It's all gray. Like, is that something that people do?
Absolutely. But did you need to do that? No, you didn't
I
shop your
did.
closet.
I needed to do.
I think
Yeah.
it's a matter of like of being very intentional. And I think that's very difficult for people to be intentional when they shop, especially as moms, busy people, working people. When we have time to shop, whether it's online or in person, it's like this, I don't know. It's like grocery shopping when we're hungry. Like we get desperate and you want to come home with something. And
Yes.
so you shoulded yourself though, Josie. Like you're like, I should have this outfit for the plane. Like, how many times have you taken a plane over the last 5 years without a gray monochromatic sweatsuit? Like many times you've been on planes and
Yeah.
you've been fine. You did not
Mhm.
need that outfit. I would argue that there are things that you should have prioritized over that sweatsuit, like a new pair of jeans.
Mm.
See?
Mhm.
See?
I know.
Okay, so before we get into shoes, because I do know this is an important thing, just
Mhm.
lastly, any other tips that you have for the person who's facing their closet and they've gone through, they've switched the hangers, they've pared down what doesn't really fit them
They've gotten rid of
anymore,
the old underwear.
they've gotten rid of old
So
underwear,
much of it
um,
stuffed in
and
the
they're just
drawer.
trying to trying to pare down and figure out, their personal style and what other pieces they might be thinking of on their list. Like, what are some tips?
I feel like the capsule is really helpful for this, just in terms of focus. So if you can think about grabbing a layering piece from your closet, so that means, could be a zip up hoodie, could be a blazer, could be a cardigan, whatever goes on top of something else. So grabbing that piece and kind of just throwing it at the top of your bed, and then grabbing two bottoms that both go with that layering piece. So let's say it's a blazer at the top, we're going to grab a pair of jeans and a pair of black pants, and then we're going to grab three other tops from our closet, a t-shirt, that goes with both the pairs of pants and it goes with the blazer. And then we're going to grab a blouse and we're going to grab like a light knit. Um, what you start to see is that we have, six pieces here, but we also have more than six kind of outfit combinations that we can do. And then when we add our accessories along the bottom, and I usually recommend four. So we have this nice little pyramid of like one layering piece, two pants, three tops, and then four accessory along the bottom. We can see this core set of clothing that mixes and matches and multitasks and that allows us to kind of buy less but wear more. And when we can start with that core, it's kind of like having our butter and our flour and our sugar and our milk. Like it gives us a really good base that we can then start to add on to. So you can add more layering pieces, you can add more bottoms, more tops, and it'll just give you a focus when you're shopping of like, oh yeah, okay, I have this great blazer, but I have nothing that works with it. So if I actually want to make a capsule with this blazer, I know that I need two bottoms, three tops, and a few accessories to go with it. Now, how much do I want to pay for each of those? I'm also going to put that number beside each of those pieces, and there's no right answer for that. And then you have your budget too, because you're like, all right, I need six pieces, and I'm going to spend this amount of money on them. Now I can go out into the shopping wilderness or hop onto my computer and start to search up one, inspirational outfits using a similar kind of blazer, and then two, figuring out where I'm shopping for those pieces too.
Love it. Wow. Okay.
Do you want to talk and we're talking about
Shoes. I
shoes?
want to talk about shoes.
Yeah, because
So,
yeah.
yeah, I collect shoes that I don't wear, and I don't even know why. Like, I have so many shoes that I don't wear. So, explain, what do you do with your shoes?
Shoes are like a bit of a vice for me. So, do as I say and not as I do, because I do have a bit of a China shop when it comes to shoes too, where it's like, a 4.5 inch pair of Christian Louboutins. Are they being worn? No, they're not. Am I ever getting rid of them? No, I am not. Um, and I like to look at them. I do like to look at them. So I think it's a matter of like, yes, what brings you joy, but to be realistic about it too. I think some of my clients' closets have 100 pairs of shoes, and 80 of them are special occasion shoes, and 20 of them are everyday shoes. That's kind of ridiculous when you're wearing those 20 pairs, like, 100% of the time. So it's a matter of paring down to the ones that are really special, that feel like you just want to, like, hug them because they're so beautiful, or they actually look really nice in your closet. Like, I think about your closet, Josie, and you have, like, spots that make it feel a bit more boutique-like because it's open spaces, and that's a great spot to put those pieces that just kind of bring you joy, but you're not actually, gonna use all the time. They're like little
Mhm.
glass cases. Um, but I think you could probably go into your shoes specifically and cull half of them and not actually be sad about it. I think it's the really special ones that you should keep around.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there any other tips that you want to leave people with as they're thinking about personal style and,
Like resort wear. I just need to
Oh,
ask you that because I'm
she's
going
going
away.
away.
So I've already looked up
oh yeah.
Anthropology, and then I've gone to Poshmark and looked at like people's bathing suits, which we both have purchased used bathing suits
We
before.
both
We've
have.
discussed this, which is really gross, but we've done it.
I
It's
saw I
not.
Um,
bought
It's
them. I think mine, the one I bought had the tag still attached to it. I don't see how you'd wear that very, very
that's good.
much.
I'm
Yours
glad
did.
yours
You
did.
did.
No, I put it through the washer a couple times, and I was like,
It's true.
what's
What
gonna
could be? No,
happen,
it's
right?
true.
What's gonna happen? So resort wear, what would you do for that? What would you do? You're going away on a vacation. Like, what do you do?
I feel like resort wear is perfect for capsuling. Like it's like the ultimate capsule because when you're back, for us in Toronto, that all of those clothes are not going to be worn. They're just going to be like put somewhere deep in the depth of your closet because they're not getting pulled out in the city. So having a capsule of resort wear is awesome and it makes it so easy for packing. You can literally pack like a month before and it doesn't matter because you're not going to be wearing any of that stuff anyways. So going away for 7 days, especially if you don't have access to washing or anything like that, you want to be able to get dressed for all 7 days. So doing kind of a capsule and a half. So having like 2 layering pieces, 3 bottoms, 5 tops, 2 dresses, and then your 4 accessories. And one of those accessories should be a nude pair of shoes. So whatever your nude is, whatever is closest to your skin color, you should have one of those pairs of shoes because it'll go with absolutely everything. If you're only going to own one pair of shoes for each season, well, if you're in Canada and there is seasons, then a nude pair of shoes is the shoe that you should own because you can pack it, it'll go with literally everything in your suitcase, and you're good to go.
How many bathing suits?
For you, I think like 3 bathing suits is probably enough, but I can see it in your eyes that you're probably gonna bring 7, so they're small and you can
And put
shove
them
them in.
inside your shoes. Shove them
Yeah,
in
Put them
your
in
shoes.
my shoes.
yes. Yeah.
I'll bring 3 pair of underwear and 7 bathing suits.
That's right. It's true. You kind of live in your bathing suit. Bathing suit can double as the
Yeah,
underwear.
it's a little
No,
shirt
a
now.
little
It's an
bit of
underwear.
a
It's
yeast
whatever.
infection there.
I feel like
Salt
underwear is
water.
always something that I, like, overpack. That is, like I always bring 2 times the amount of underwear that I need just because I feel like as long as you have clean underwear, who cares if other things are dirty?
Yeah. And before yeah,
We're filthy.
before we go, is
A
there
little
what website would you go to get resort wear?
Oh my God. Is
I'm
that
just
really a question that
yes,
you're asking
I
here?
want to know.
Jesus.
I want to know.
I would probably I always support local when I can. I know that spending money, you're, like, making decision, right, when you're spending money, so I wanna create or support the world that I wanna live in, which is a world of, like, small boutiques. So
Mm.
I would suggest going to, like, Snapdragon, for example, in Toronto, if you're in Toronto, is probably one of the best places for resort wear ever. They have resort wear all year round, it's awesome. Going to a place like Sandpipers for bathing suits, Melmira, like we have a ton of really great places for bathing suits actually, surprisingly, in
And
Toronto.
would you Poshmark some of this stuff too?
Oh, I would definitely. Whenever I can do consignment, I do consignment for sure. My wardrobe is probably half smaller boutiques and half consignment.
That's me too. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why people, my latest thing, I'm sure this is not news to anybody else, but is to find something I'm interested in, take a screen capture of
Mhm.
it, put it through the Google image reverse search, and usually it pops up on Poshmark.
Yep.
And if it doesn't, if you
Yeah.
keep tracking it, like eventually it will
It
pop up
will.
on Poshmark.
Even like I went to Veronica Beard and I saw this beautiful. I was with one of the two of you. I saw this beautiful brown suede jacket. Was it
Yeah.
with you?
Oh, yeah, I
I
vaguely
think it was.
remember that. Yeah.
And so I've been putting it through Poshmark for the last year, and it finally came up.
Oh my
And it
gosh.
was like $200 versus the $900 at
Yes.
Poshmark.
Yes.
So
Highly
it
valuable.
does. It is great to do.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
and then it lets you buy quality for less. Like, I think there's so many people that try to defend super fast fashion by being like, "Well, it's cheap and I don't have a ton of money to spend on clothes." It's like you don't need money to be fashionable,
Yeah.
especially with the amount of secondhand stores, whether it's like high-end designer consignment or walking into a Value Village. There's ways to find like natural fabrics and great quality without spending a ton.
You know what my new rule is for 2026, and you can try to hold me to this, is that
Okay.
I heard somebody talking about this on social media, and I thought that's a really good idea, is that instead of impulse buying, which, I didn't used to do it all, but as increasingly stressed, blah, blah,
Mhm.
blah, maybe the pandemic, hangover, whatever, I've been doing it more. And my rule for 2026 is I have to go in person to try something on that I want. So to use your advice, that
Oh, that's
the
good.
I'll make an exception maybe occasionally for Poshmark as long as I've
You can't do
tried it on.
that.
But like if because if I don't want to do it's too easy. And right now I'm trying to pare down. I find that there's a lot more peace that comes with
Mhm.
having less stuff. So I feel like what I need to do is make a commitment to myself that I have to go and try it on in person, even if I really like it. And then if I don't want it after that, great. If I do want it, then I will buy it.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Also, I don't understand why people in 2026 can't find another person that's the exact same size as them and
Share their
share their
wardrobe.
wardrobe.
Why are
I
we
know.
not doing that?
Like, we do it a lot.
I
Well,
know.
we used to do
True.
it more
I
than
know
we
it's
do it
true.
now.
We
Like,
should do it
I've
more.
worn 5 of your dresses.
Yes.
You've borrowed stuff in my closet. I
No.
don't know why, like, why can't we do that more?
Especially for
Well,
special
because we work
occasions.
in the same building. But especially for special occasions, yes. But also, I think if you don't work in the same building,
And do a
you could
podcast together
literally,
and
yeah,
see each
you
other
could
every day.
literally switch it all up all the
Yeah,
time. It's
yeah.
true. People need to do that with their girlfriends.
Like, or their neighbors, someone who lives right beside them. Like, is that something that have you ever heard of people doing that?
No, I feel like that's an amazing like, my entrepreneur brain is like, "How can I make this happen?" Like, I think it would be great. You just finding your, like, your body double in the city, and, like, especially if share the same kind of style icons and style personality, that would be amazing because you know that exists, right? It's like,
Yeah, that's right.
especially in a massive city like Toronto, there's no way that there's not, like, someone else walking around like my wedding dress. Like, I found my body double who also liked that same style. She put it on,
Yes.
it's perfect. So that's, yeah, maybe that Josie, we should go into business
Love
together.
it.
Maybe you pay, like, a little insurance. I
Yeah.
don't know how that
Yeah.
works,
I don't
but
know. I like it.
yeah,
I think this is a
yeah,
good idea.
yeah.
Suzanne, is there anything else? Tell people how to find you. We'll put all the notes in our show notes as well, but plug away.
Just on the World Wide Web at, yourshopgirl.com would be amazing. I am planning to be that'll be my 2026, planning to be more active on social media, so you guys can hold me to that on Instagram as well at, your_shop_girl.
And you do actually physically go into people's closets.
Oh, yeah, yeah, for sure. That's where I spend my life is, like, digging around in people's closets. So, virtually and in person, but that's my happy place for sure.
I
That's
love
well,
it.
I'm always begging you to go in your closet. Even when we're drinking tea, I want to just, like, go upstairs and organize your closet. So
I know.
One of the
I
greatest
let
things
her in
also,
once, never
I
again.
love it. No, I
No, I'm
love it. I
joking.
want her to
You
come
were
back.
amazing. I want you to come back
Oh
too.
my God.
I just, like, don't want her to see what I've done with the closet lately.
She's so not judgmental though, and so
She
amazing.
isn't,
And
she
also
isn't.
one of the greatest things she did, because I don't have a big fancy closet like you, but she also took all of Jason's stuff and put it in a different closet and got him to agree to it. It wasn't me asking for it, so
Um,
got him to agree to it.
I
Love it.
need to hire you for my husband. Like, we're about to get a new closet for him. We're doing a renovation. And I went into his room. He told me not to come in. He has his own room. And I went in there because he couldn't find an outfit. And he had a billion things. And I was like, what about this? What about this? And he's like, no, it doesn't fit. No, it doesn't fit. No, it doesn't fit. You need to go into his closet.
I would love to go into Joel's closet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like it would just be like a Barbados, like,
John
warehouse.
Varvatos, everything.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
it's
feel like we could pay off our mortgage in Joel's closet.
absolutely 1,000
Um,
1,000%.
Yeah.
so good. Suzanne, thank you so much. We love you. For everyone who is interested in finding out more about Suzanne, we'll have
Yep.
the links in the show notes. And yeah, we'll all see you soon.
Thanks, Suzanne.
Thank you.
Stay here. Don't go anywhere. Okay? Did you hear us? Don't go anywhere. Suzanne? Yeah? Okay, good. Don't go anywhere.